You should not be seeing ads telling you to buy Bitcoin, to buy Ethereum. That's wrong. We're going to put a stop to that. We're going to be talking about that and more today in today's episode. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. How you doing? I'm in the pipe 5x5, staying alive here in Dubai. I hope you are doing well. Wow. Well, you know, crypto's bad for you. Shouldn't be touching it. Shouldn't be buying it because you're going to lose all your money, right? And, you know, we don't want that to happen, right? We want the rich people to make all the money in crypto, just not you. And that's what regulation is all about. So we're going to be talking about that and making some jokes today, and also talking about how to trade this volatile and fragile market. Yes, very fragile, this market. We're going to talk about that and more in today's episode, so make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end, and make sure that you hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thank you very much. And let's get to it right now. Let's bring up today's first article, the surprising effectiveness of crypto regulation. This is from the Financial Times, of course. You know, usually they have a paywall here, so you don't want to pay for this your propaganda, right? Please don't do that. That's horrible. Okay, not so long ago, you couldn't ride the London Underground without being bombarded with pushy advertisements saying now is the time to buy Bitcoin, or enticement of the latest dog-themed crypto coin. I guess Shiba Inu is what they're saying. Yeah, Shiba was the new boy on the block, dog on the block, actually. And yeah, we were there. People were pumping that. I remember that from the 2001 great bull market. Yes, Shiba was the greatest. Anyways. In hindsight, the outcome was pretty predictable. Spasms of euphoric speculation, excesses, and promises that this time is different have been an inescapable part of society for centuries. However, what was generally different this time was how many of our institutions correctly recognized and successfully preempted many of the worst excesses of this bubble. Oh my goodness! Yes, a bubble, another bubble that the institutions they managed to get away. No, we're not interested, and we got out unscathed. Okay, whatever. Alrighty. So every single time Bitcoin pumps, it's a bubble. Every single 4-year cycle, bubble. Stay away, bubble. Okay, you know. When we go into anything that's really a bubble, right, it usually doesn't come back to the the all-time highs within the next 4 years, right? In fact, you can't name any bubble that's happened in the past history except for crypto that once it hit its all-time high, it never came back within 4 years. Can you think of anything? No, you can. The tulip bubble, it never ever came back. The South Sea bubble never ever came back. The what's it called? Tech bubble? Well, you could say that the Nasdaq did come back to its all-time highs. Of course, adjusted for inflation, it did not. How about the Nikkei, right? From 1987, right? The all-time high has never been touched. The Japanese stock exchange has never seen its all-time high yet. Probably will in the future when there's hyperinflation, but that is an indication of a real bubble, that it cannot return back to its all-time high. Now, crypto has not seen a real bubble yet. It will see one, but not yet. Those of us who have watched the crypto frenzy with horror have been wrecked with anxiety over what the inevitable collapse might entail, and yet when it finally arrived, it was not with a bang but with a whimper. The reaction of the broader financial system was pretty much a shrug. Okay, well, we didn't get involved. We didn't do anything. Oh God, it is absolutely ridiculous. The reason for this controlled implosion is not purely accidental and owes a great deal to the vigilance of regulators, the press, and civil servants. Oh, so regulators and regulators who are not part of the government, and also the news, right? And civil servants, right, which are part of the government. Wait a second, isn't regulators part of the government? And I'm pretty sure all the news that you get is exactly what the government wants you to hear. Hmm. Oh boy, it is ridiculous. This notion. I'm going to scroll down here, right? Our regulators and agencies did the right thing, despite the remarkable level of speculative fever, the unpopularity of skepticism, and the biddability of politicians. And credit is due to the foresight and thankfulness work done by thousands of civil servants who quietly insulated our financial system from crypto shocks through actions or strategic inactions. Oh boy. So this ridiculous article is saying that regulation helped stop Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies from destroying the financial system post mortem, right? After Luna and FTX and all that. Yet there's clear evidence that the United States government put together FTX with the plans to make money from it for campaigns and pump their agenda in the news and media around the world. And knowing full well that would collapse and use it as a means to push regulations. Amazing. Amazing. Our world is just absolutely insane. Okay, crypto assets like Bitcoin cannot achieve the legal tender status IMF said. Okay. I'm gonna because I was a little bit longer on the tooth on this one. I'm gonna quickly go over this and say, all right, the reason why they're saying this is obviously because when you have power, you feel like you can do whatever. But the IMF is failing to understand, right? If if the majority of people want to use crypto as money, and in most countries, people get to vote, right? And people do things even irregardless of what the government's telling you to do, right? So, for example, in Argentina, they use dollars, even though it's illegal. Same with Venezuela, they use dollars, and if you want to buy a house in Venezuela, you have to pay in dollars, even though it's illegal to do so. People do that. Now, with that said, it doesn't matter what some government institution says what's legal tender. You're still going to use Bitcoin because you want to, I don't know, transact and survive in a world where we transact with one another, and we want to use the best form of money to transact, and that is Bitcoin. Sorry, IMF, you're going to lose. Okay, surge in cryptocurrency prices render crypto markets more fragile, not less fragile. Oh my God, this is Forbes, right? Right? And it goes on to tell us how the market was as high as 3 trillion, and now it went to a low of 0.83 trillion in December 31st. And yes, you can see there is a pattern here, right? The markets bottom every single time around December, so make sure you are buying at the bottoms, right, and around December, and then selling into the February, March, April time frames, because that's generally how the market moves in waves. And the reason why that happens is because of tax loss selling that occurs in December. So in order to realize your losses so that you can avoid taxes, you sell them around December. You sell your losers in December so you can realize the loss. Right? So that's something you should learn from this Forbes article. All right. To be sure, the sector has been extremely fragile. Okay, so yes, if depending on what you call fragile. if you call fragile, oh, the corporations like FTX, BlockFi, Voyager, Three Arrows Capital are basically businesses that are that can go to zero. Yeah, but if you're talking about cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Binance Coin, they have a harder time going to zero than corporations. Why is that? Because corporations are run by people, and cryptocurrencies is run by math and computers. Okay, so that means it's less fragile than corporations. So if you own your crypto, not let a corporation own it, you are more safe than somebody who lets a corporation hold your crypto. Okay. Number of Bitcoin wallets with at least one BTC could soon hit a million. How could that impact the BTC price? Well, I think personally, I'm gonna give my personal opinion. Most people do not hold their crypto. In order for it to get to, even if we do get to a million, all it is basically the crypto. You're holding it over here, and then it's going over here. So you haven't changed whole ownership, right? You're just taking possession of it from the exchange. So if the exchange is doing a legit job, that just means it's just moving from one place to another, and so price is not affected. Now, assuming the exchange is doing a legit job. Now, if the exchange is lying and they have to go and get the crypto in order to give it to you so that you can hold Bitcoin, well, that will be interesting. That would definitely affect the price. So grab your crypto. If the exchange are lying, right, and you grab a hold of your crypto, you will see a higher price in Bitcoin. Okay. At the height of Bitcoin's run at 69,000, there was 800,000 wallets with at least one Bitcoin. Now, this is very interesting, right? And then we're now at 980,000 wallets with one Bitcoin at this current point in time, mostly because of FTX. And so it will get to a million. And what's really, really interesting is that there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoins. And effectively, in your lifetime, it'll be, less than 20, just over 20 million Bitcoin circulating for the foreseeable future. Thus, not every millionaire will be able to own a whole Bitcoin. So make sure you head over to okx.davincij15 right now, sign up, and buy one Bitcoin or buy some Bitcoin. Own some Bitcoin today, because even fractions of Bitcoin will be worth a tremendous amount of money, and you should be buying some today, right now. Right now. Okay. Let's head over to the charts and see what's going on. Well, as you can see, Bitcoin is in a range here. We're stuck in the range between this lower level support of 22,740 and the higher level of 23,852. The reason we're here is, well, Bitcoin needs to consolidate before it decides which direction it's going to go. The most because this is consolidation has occurred and for a while, you can see if we break down, this could turn into some sort of like head and shoulders kind of deal. Pattern on the side here. You can see there's a little bit of a head and shoulders that's on an angle. That would be a little bit disastrous. We cannot break down below the 21,345. If we did, that would end the rally for a while, and we could see Bitcoin go as low as 19,300, or even lower, as we can see. This was the jump off point, which was approximately 78.6, so we can see that 17.9 as another low. Let's not hope for that, of course. That is the worst case scenario, but I think Bitcoin, because we've already passed the 25K, the indications are, even though we might bounce off the lows down here, off of the 22,200 level, we're heading higher. We're heading above to 30,000 sometime in the next 3 or 4 months. So that's coming. It might happen this month. It might happen next month. I believe I think we'll see the $30,000 level sometime sooner rather than later. Okay, so I want to talk about the yacht trip that I'm planning for Davitar holders. There's going to be those who have the Davitar property, the yacht property. They will be able to join us on the yacht on the 16th of March. So make sure you have a Davitar, because after there will be, if we don't get enough people with the yacht property joining us, all Davitar holders will get an option to join us on the yacht. So make sure you own a Davitar today. Alrighty. Alright, so let's head over to Ethereum. We can see that Ethereum is, holding its support level. It came close to the resistance, but not quite. We are also stuck in a range here. You can see maybe we can bring down this support level a little bit and see if it matches up with anything here. You can see, well, yeah, a little bit of a support right here. And I don't really like this one, but hey, that's not so bad. We can see that we are resistance. Sorry, this is a resistance that we can bring it down, and we are bouncing off of that. And Ethereum cannot break the 1555, or we're heading a lot lower. We are set in an upward channel here. You can see we are creating higher highs and higher lows. So this is a good upward channel. Hopefully we maintain it. Once we do, we can see Ethereum break above its 1726 and then off to 2000 for sure. So looking forward to that. And if you're interested in trading this, you can do so at bybit.davincij15.com or okx.davincij15.com. The links are in the description below and in the pinned comment. Alrighty. Well, so all I have to say is that, you know what, even though the regulations telling you not to buy crypto and everything is telling you not to buy crypto, just remember that these news organizations are not your friend. They're not designed to basically tell you something you should do. They basically tell you something you should not do, so that the government can survive, so that banking institutions can survive, and same with wealthy people. So understand that and stay away from whatever those news agencies tell you. Don't be afraid. Go out and own a small portion of Bitcoin, a small portion of Ethereum. You will do well in the future, right? So many people who have listened to my advice, right, have come up to me and congratulated and said, thank you very much. I listened to you. I bought some crypto and now I'm doing extremely well. Thank you very much. I want you to do that in the future. Go out and buy some today and you will have a brighter future tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.